Hi, this is Salmon Byrne, and I'm here with my colleague Pamela Passman to talk about the combination of Ethisphere and CREATe Compliance. Pamela, thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So for those of you who have not been paying attention to our websites, our collective websites, one of the things that we have done in 2018 as part of our efforts to lead risk mitigation practices for our communities is to combine with the folks at CREATE Compliance to bring CREATE's leading practices into the Ethisphere universe. So Pamela, just to set the stage for folks, you have leading practices that you have established around trade secrets and intellectual property, around cybersecurity based on the NIST framework, and around anti-corruption based either on ISO or on anti-corruption depending on your flavor. Talk a little bit about why you thought partnering with Ethisphere was the right choice for the CREATE Compliance team.
Great. Well, thank you. We're very excited to be part of Ethisphere. And we've worked with global companies, as Ethisphere has, to really help them manage some of their most significant risks, and to do it in a proactive way, and to think both internally, but also their third-party partners, their supply chain or their value chain. And Ethisphere has, for over a decade now, really set the standard on how companies think about their business practices.
Yeah.
And you all have a very broad platform, and we've really focused on very specific areas. So I think our coming together really provides global companies with a platform of resources, the ability to come together and share practices. The benchmarking capabilities that we have together really will be empowering global companies with data, with insights from around the world in a way that we couldn't do individually. We can really bring that together collectively.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing that I'm most excited about too. So, when I think about what we can do across, as you say, a value chain. And for those folks who were not able to be with us at the Global Ethics Summit, to hear Sam Palmisano talk about value chain and just how dispersed that chain can be. It's your 15-person law firm in Portugal, or it's Accenture, right? It's all across the scope. And if you think about the way we can lift all boats, right? One of the things that we like to say here at Ethisphere a lot is there is no competition in compliance, right? If somebody figures out a great way to deal with cyber, they can then translate those practices across the community. And the ability to say to that Portuguese law firm or to Accenture, here's some of what we're seeing, and to do it in a data-driven way. That's the thing that I'm most excited about, because at the end of the day, if we're just having a lawyer-to-lawyer conversation, we've gotten ourselves maybe this far along. If we can have a data-driven conversation to say, no, this is not us telling you have to do this. This is your 47 peers that are way out in front of you on these practices. That's how you capture the attention of the business folks, right? And ultimately, that's really what we all need.
Absolutely. And in all of these risk areas, it really is thinking about the management systems that you need to have in place. And there's a lot of consistency across companies in that regard, and across sectors and geographies.
Right.
And if you can think about those core controls, whether you're managing, confidential information, or you're managing corruption risk, or you're managing cyber risk, having some collective views on what those core controls need to be internally, need to be in your value chain, the ability to measure them in a consistent way, be able to measure improvement and maturity over time. These are really valuable ways for companies to operate.
Yeah, no question about it. So the question that I've been getting from folks about the combination between the two organizations is, what are you going to be able to do for us now that you couldn't do before? So I'll give the Ethisphere answer, and then I'd be curious about the CREATE Compliance answer. The Ethisphere answer to me is the fact that you all have taken such deep dives. I mean, the NIST questionnaire is 98 questions.
Very much aligned to the 98 controls that are in NIST.
Right. That's a phenomenally nuanced analysis of where somebody is on a very topical risk, right? At Ethisphere, we have been looking at measuring culture, right? And so if you can take your cyber policy and cross it with the extent to which your employees feel like they know where to find their policies and procedures, the amount of insight we can uncover for companies is just tremendous. And so that's one of the things that I'm most excited about.
And I'm very excited about the culture survey, because in all of these risk areas, they're people driven.
Right, right.
And, you know, understanding the perception of employees and what their company is doing, how their company is educating and training them, their role as an employee in protecting confidential data, in managing cyber risk, in managing corruption risk. It comes together really, really importantly. Companies need that 360 view, not only about their systems and their processes, but also how their people understand them and their actions that they'll take.
Right, right. No, as Sam said, I mean, all it takes is one employee deciding that they're going to keep their password as password 01, right? Or clicking on the wrong phishing email, or apparently buying the wrong handbag, which I didn't know was a risk. But you know, it's at the end of the day, all that we are really doing is managing and mitigating people-created risk, and the more information we can give our communities to empower them to do that, the better we all will be in
Absolutely.
the end. Yeah. Pamela, thank you again so much for taking a couple minutes out of today to spend some time with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for a lot more. We have a webcast coming up in mid-April. You can find all the details on that on our events page at ethisphere.com. We'll be talking about the cross-functional application of what CREATE Compliance is bringing into the Ethisphere community. And you're going to hear all kinds of insights and great stories from Pamela and the rest of the team. So I hope you're able to join us for that.